I'm doing South early next week. I'm thinking of doing them Tuesday night because I'm going to go do volleyball anyway Tuesday. So.
All right, here we are, the high school football preview show here on Sports Talk, here on Talk 104, Nathan KCT, from Greenwood Ford. Great cast of guests here. First off, my partner, Cole Scott, WBKO News 40 Sports Anchors here. Micheal Compton, Bowling Green Daily News. James Brown, WCLU Sports. And first-time guest, Lauren Floyd from WBKO. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, let's go. I guess we'll start with 5A since we broadcast Bowling Green here on D93, our sister station. So, thoughts about Bowling Green as we enter this new season?
Well, I don't know much about them just yet.
Yeah.
Going to get out this week, next week. Obviously, going out to practice is going to save some of the best for last. So, going out to Bowling Green, presumably best for last. I would assume that they step back this year. They come back from last year. Very struggle. I mean, any other team you say you get to the third round, that's not a struggle. But they have a now sophomore quarterback in Anthony Davis, who I'm assuming continues to progress, and they'll be just fine, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing. I didn't go, but Matthew went out there yesterday. I do know that I think that they're kind of taking a step back as far as like schemes and everything goes, and kind of switching it up a little bit. I think that they saw a lot of things last year that they didn't necessarily like, especially down the stretch. So I do think that they are changing things up a little bit whenever it comes to the offense.
Well, here's the thing to think about when it comes to Bowling Green. Last year, 7 losses. There's 7 losses. 4 of their teams that they lost to either played for the state championship in their class or won the state title.
That's true.
Another one got to the state semifinals, which was St. X, and then the other 2 got at least to the region. In the case of Atherton, who they lost to in the region, advanced further. So everybody that they played last year, they went through a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And when you take the injuries into account, I mean, they lose a Mr. Football candidate on literally the first return of the season, and then you're having a quarterback change anyway as it is. It takes you a couple games to finally go to the quarterback, and it's a freshman. And it just took a while, and I think it's going to be one of those things where everything that happened last year that could have went wrong, the hope is on their side now that they've kind of paid the piper, so to speak. They're still going to be really tested. Bullitt East is the exception over Owensboro Catholic in the Rafferty's Bowl, but even Bullitt East is traditionally a decent 6A power, so they're going to be tested right off the bat. But you know, they've got a lot of these kids in positions that have done things before. Talking to Coach Spader yesterday, and I'm sure you're going to talk to him later, they feel pretty confident about what they've got. They feel pretty confident about what's coming back. Quarterback-wise, they've been through it before with Deuce as a freshman, and you saw the progression there. I figure, you're going to see the same thing here. And we're talking about a kid that's also going to be one of the people on the basketball team, and what he did last year there, Spader was saying how much that leadership kind of has transcended over to this. So Anthony's, coming on. I was told that his brother Orlando is really stepping up and could do some good things at receiver. So you could have a brother combination that will be interesting to watch this year. I'm with Cole. I think Bowling Green's definitely going to take that step back. It's also interesting, a lot of times these coaches are talking about these non-district games are to prepare for them for district, but we were talking about it and pretty blunt about it. With the Christian Academy of Louisville, with Franklin Counties, all the teams that they're playing, they get a couple of those wins under their belt, and it actually goes a long way to help them in the playoffs because it gives their RPI boost to the point that they can get home games, and the more you're at home, the better you like your chances. So that's a team where that non-district schedule is going to be just as important, maybe more so than the actual district schedule.
All right, so we know who's winning the district. Who's finishing second?
Greenwood or Barron, right? What about Barron?
I would guess it's between those two, yeah.
What about Barron, James?
Well, I mean, look, the thing that they lost is they lost some key defensive linemen, offensive linemen, and some skill players. But if you think about their season, some of their offensive guys that they were really counting on last year actually got injured. So you go back to that game against Bowling Green. Dalen Thomas was having a great game against them. He gets injured the next week, and it's kind of the rest of their season without him carrying that load is now being put on people that don't have the experience. And then you had Braxton Carnes, who was key on defense. But part of the thing that came out of those injuries is you had some young guys like Corbin Wells or Jackson Pierce who got more playing time, and they're back, and Briggs Harris is back. And actually, they have quite a few offensive linemen back that just weren't all starters, but they had some depth there anyway. And I think that's kind of transfers to the defensive side. And then you have Katavian Fryer, who another year in that program, getting bigger and stronger, kind of saw the flashes of what he was capable of last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I imagine he might have a pretty big year. And I guess the question is at Greenwood, what happens now? We got a new coach, quite a few new players, and that was a heck of a game between those two last year, and that was without Dalen playing in that game. And so you look at that, and I mean, I'd say it's a dead even heat. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think that it's just a matter for Greenwood's sake, who's going to step up like Davis Chaney did last year. I mean, he did everything.
Yeah.
He did all the scoring. You can say he showed up on defense. It's going to be, is it Maxwell Eisenhower that's going to step up in the receiver core? The quarterback question, it's been a question the last handful of years because it's not been too solid. Defensively, they were pretty solid last year.
Yeah.
They were top 10 in the class.
Always were with William Howard.
Yeah. But now, like you said, changing regimes, changing head coaches. I know
Yeah.
this is a guy that's been on staff, but he's going to try to put his personal spin on it. We just have to see what that looks like the first few weeks, I guess.
Well, and he's been on the staff on the defensive side, so
Yeah.
Right.
they're going to be that meat and potato Greenwood thing. From talking to him earlier this week, they do plan on kind of opening it up a little more offensively. I mean, they're not going to go crazy. They're not going to spread it out, but they feel like they have to be more than just one-dimensional to be able to have any kind of success. So
So then go from the veer to the wishbone. That was William Howard's favorite offense, as I recall, the veer, right?
The Veer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. One of the things that I know Coach Myers, and I'm never going to count on Coach Myers' team out of
Yeah.
anything, that he brought up, that we discussed it at the media day over the weekend, was how they had so many close losses last year, one of which being Greenwood. And the big thing for them is not just to get over the hump, like you per se in the district, but even within from game to game. And if they can find a way to do that. So, yeah, I think Greenwood and Barron are probably there. So then that leaves Grayson and Warren Central as who gets that final spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the Grayson County. Grayson County's like the yearly mystery, right? They show up on your schedule sometimes. You go to the game, they got a running back, and the guy runs for 300 yards, and you're like, where did he come from? Well, he's been back and forth between Grayson and Ohio or something of that nature. But then, the next year they come back, and you're like, they just have nothing. And so you just never really know.
They're like 16th district for us over here on
Yeah.
this side of the range. Like, well, what do they got? What do they got? And then
Yeah.
you finally see them. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see what Central, they've got good skill position pieces back,
They do.
and they showed good things last year. Their problem was with the numbers and the depth. The more you get into the season, it really affects the line play, and that's good. That's the issue: is do they have the depth to maintain the line play as they go further in the season? I'm going to be intrigued. I'm going to be out there that first Friday. I want to see what they've got. I want to see how they kind of approach things, and it'll be interesting to see how they match up with a Monroe County team who handled them last year, but I know it's going to be a little bit different than what they were last year, a little younger themselves. So.
It might be a lot different. They had quite a few seniors on that Monroe County team.
Right.
Let's jump to 6A. South Warren. State runner-ups from last season.
I don't know anything about them yet.
Yeah, I don't know too much about them. The expectations are still the same. I mean, they looked really, really good in a scrimmage last Friday night. I didn't tell you who they played. They played Allen County Scottsdale. They did win a game last year.
Yeah.
But they looked really, really good. Of
course.
In those few
Well,
snaps.
they looked good enough. I'll interject here. They looked good enough that Brad Hood made a point during that media day this weekend to go, guys, this team may be better than what they were last year.
Which that's crazy.
He
I
made a
feel
point
like
of
they
saying
lost a lot
that.
of pieces.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even if they're better than they were last year, is it still good enough to be Louisville Trinity?
I mean, we'll see. You know, that's a game where they felt like they left a lot on the field.
They did.
And,
They did.
There were a
and
lot
they're
of
pretty.
opportunities in that game.
That game was even closer than the 28-14 suggests. So
Yep.
I think they're motivated. To be interesting because it's now Camden Page's show. With Bell moving to Tennessee, it's a one quarterback system now. We're not going to have the back and forth, which actually worked really well, all things considered, last year. The big thing is going to be a lot of that skill position production is gone, graduated. There's guys that stepped up and had big moments in specific games, but now they're going to be asked to carry the load a little more, like the Isaiah Bridges of the world and such. So it'll be interesting to see how they step up. But, you know, district-wise, not the toughest district in the world to be in. So they'll get to kind of work through things to prepare for 6A, and then 6A, you just try to stay out of the Louisville road trip as long as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one thing about South Warren now moving up to 6A, I mean, a lot of their competition comes at the beginning of the year. And then it's really just kind of maintaining through district play before you finally hit the playoffs. And so there does kind of take a little bit of a lull in competition there towards the end of the season before it really kind of ramps up. But just being able to maintain through those games, really.
That's the finally consolidated Christian County is now in that district. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I'm curious to see how that works out. I mean, because there was a point in time when Christian County and Hopkinsville were both very
Really
good football programs. And you can imagine that the talent still exists in that county, but they've had a fair amount of turmoil in terms of going through the process of consolidating the schools, then the coaching situations that they went through. I mean, they had people who came and went, and, you know, I think they accidentally ended up with the right guy at Christian County coaching that team before it was all said and done. They weren't headed in the right direction, in my humble opinion. But, so I'm curious to see, you know, what they actually look like. And it probably won't be this year. You know, that first year is probably, but hey, Mercer County, you know, first year it was consolidated with Harrodsburg. You know, they went and won a state championship. So you never know, that consolidation may bring things together, and that program may be better than anybody anticipates it to be.
And if I remember, Hopkinsville was the one in 6A last year, right?
They were, yeah,
Yes.
they put them both
Yes.
in 6A, even though Hopkinsville, neither one of them actually qualified. But they went ahead and did it, so when post-consolidation, they wouldn't have to shift the district again.
Because I think that's the one that South played, and the regular season game was kind of crazy because it was all the lightning, and then they played them again in the
That's right. That game was forever.
Yeah.
and then they played them again in the playoffs, and really that was the most competitive team they had district wise. So yeah, with the consolidation, it will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
They'll be really good in basketball, though. We know that for sure.
Yeah, that was, like I said,
Their
there's
boys
always
soccer
one.
team beat Greenwood last night.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Look, that consolidated school might be a powerhouse in the state. People just don't remember how good both
Right.
the schools were at athletics prior to the last few years.
I said they were always big whenever I was in school.
Yeah.
So whenever we were in school, they were always big. So
I mean, Anthony
See
Hickey,
it.
you just immediately think of that, and the Christian County team that won the state title.
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. I guess go to 4A. We got Allen, East, Franklin, and Logan County. Holy cow.
Well, when I was broke the news the other day that Luke Rogers allegedly has a broken collarbone.
No, he does. Yeah.
Okay, so it's confirmed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of throws a wrench in your outlook on them, but they still bring a lot of really, really talented athletes back. That just kind of who's going to step up there? Are they as good as Luke Rogers? It's probably no in that respect. But can they get the job done? That's what I'm looking at these first few weeks with Logan County.
Well, I think you got to pretty much run the football to leave the pressure off the quarterback, whoever's going to be.
Well, much like John Myers at Barron County, Todd Adler, I trust that Todd Adler will have a plan and we'll figure this out. He's just too good of a coach not to. And fortunately, they'll have a few weeks to be able to kind of get things in order because of their non-district schedule. You know, you've got Russell, the rivalry game, but Russell's down. I think they're down to 15 kids. Is what
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
So they're going to have an opportunity to kind of sort things out before they get to district. And then, but district is, you throw in Franklin with Mikey as the defensive coordinator. I'm really interested to see how that works. You could tell talking to them Sunday, the kids are excited about it. Coach is excited about it. That's kind of a different element there. Paducah Tillman's going to be Paducah Tillman, and now that they have former Warney's quarterback Xavier Isabel as their quarterback, that's going to be interesting to see there. Foley had a lot of success at Pulaski Southwestern. It may not have went the way he wanted to that last season, but still, he's a coach that has a very good reputation. It'll be interesting to see what East does. I'm sure they're going to be better this year. We talked to Brad Hood, and Brad Hood was pretty honest. You were sitting there Sunday. Brad Hood was pretty honest about kind of the self-evaluation he did in the offseason, and it feels like that self-evaluation has kind of led not just to a recharge reboot for him, but for the team in general, and you feel like they come in with a little bit of confidence. This has always been a district where if you can somehow figure out a way to win it, you set yourself up to have a really good run in the 4A playoffs. We've seen Allen County, run to the state final. We've seen East make runs. We've seen Logan County make a run a few years ago. Franklin's won a couple of state titles this way. So, yeah, their 4A is a bear overall state-wise, but this district has got some quality teams, and you just throw them in the ringer, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think too, especially whenever it comes to this, just 4A in general, but it's kind of like right there in the middle. So we see a lot of good defenses across the board, but one of the things that really makes a team stand out, especially in this group, is their ability to run the ball and throw the ball. And I feel like there's that kind of just sets some teams apart. I mean, we've seen just the multiple threats that Paducah Tillman's been able to put together through many, many years. I will say I will be interested to see, especially from Allen County's side, they had absolutely no run game last year at all. And so really trying to take it back to the basics and get that run game going there. Franklin, I'll be interested to see. I know that they have a couple younger guys that are kind of like vying for that quarterback position. But they have a lot of returning skill players that can feed off of that. So I'll be interested to see how they really go on that offensive end and really. They've had a strong run game, we know that. But I'll be interested to see if Franklin tries to mix things up a little bit and throw the ball around a little bit more.
To win 4A, you got to be able to do both.
Yeah.
You got to. And, of course, Compton, we were talking off the air. You better win it now because Cal's coming there next year. And that makes it even tougher to win 4A next year. Holy cow.
Yeah,
and
I haven't seen all the alignment stuff yet, but
Changes are going to be crazy.
Yep. Ohio County comes to the new district. Tillman goes to the other side now, and Cal comes in.
It comes to the
Yikes.
new district if they play.
now they do have Warren Central on their schedule this year.
Well, okay. They just skipped out of playing the district schedule this cycle, so that's all right.
Well, who's probably glad that Cal's leaving 3A is Glasgow.
Well, maybe so, and it's going to be curious. Glasgow kind of has a strange situation. It's almost like last year where they have a good team. I know you look at losing Jarek Martin and Keavian Massey and some of those guys who were there last year, especially Jarek, and you're like, well, okay, they lost a lot. But, Jalen Bradley's back, and, he's bigger and probably faster. He actually ran track in the spring, and I think that probably helped out his speed. And then they had the kid who moved in from Florida, Landon Holly, playing quarterback.
Yes.
And I will say this, I've not seen him play football, but I don't know if he'd ever played baseball before, but he was on the baseball team in the spring. And so they put him in the run, and I saw him beat out 2 throws without sliding that should have been outs. And so I was like, okay, he's pretty quick. So if he's quick in 60 feet, then he's probably quick in those gaps and that kind of stuff. So, but they have that sophomore class had a bunch of good athletes in it. And I think a lot of those guys and a couple of freshmen that were coming in, that'll be sophomores this year, will be good. So, I think Glasgow will be good in the 3A. I think they could make a run. I think the problem is that their district schedule and their overall schedule is not quite as strong as it should be. And I think that showed up last year when they played that Franklin Simpson game. And truthfully, I think if they'd have lost that game, they'd had a better playoff run. They kind of pulled that one out and probably started thinking, well, we can just win. And you go back to that loss they had in the playoffs against Union County. They had a couple of early drop passes that probably would have been touchdowns. They score those 2 touchdowns. I mean, Union County, all they do is run the ball out there in the hole. The game's probably over with. So they have to figure out how to challenge themselves against a district schedule, especially that's not very strong, and see what they can get out of that.
I will say it seems like in 3A, especially around here, once it gets to the playoffs and a team runs into Union County for whatever reason, it always becomes an issue.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can get past that,
Yeah.
then usually you can pretty much go all the way. But
That's just because
always tough.
they're great wrestlers over there, and
That's
so,
true.
You know,
That's true.
They are.
They're country strong.
Yeah, they're strong and low to the ground and great blockers and apparently great runners too with
Yeah.
the football. But yeah, it's Union County's a fascinating football program.
Yeah, it seems like every single time it's usually close and very low scoring. You don't see very many high scoring games whenever it comes to that point either.
No,
So you haven't got to see the Glasgow, the quarterback yet, right?
no, I've not watched I've not watched them. They've not actually had a scrimmage. They've done the camps and the 7-on-7s, and so, you know, I've talked to some folks. None of it's been at home. I mean, their scrimmage Thursday night is at Logan.
At
County.
Logan,
So,
yes.
I mean, their first home game is whenever they play the first game of the season when they do that Don Franklin Bowl. So that's the first time anybody's really going to get to see him at home stadium and that kind of stuff. But like I said, I've seen him run. He is quick. And I understand that in the 7-on-7 camps, he looked really good throwing the ball. And they were playing, I think they played Boyle County. I'm trying to think if they played Trinity in that. They played some really good programs in that, one of the 7-on-7 camps, and did well in it.
I was gonna say, just seeing him at the podium Sunday night, he looked the part. I mean, granted that's the podium, but you just like that kid has a presence where when he sit down, you're like, wait a minute, who is that?
Well, look, that was when I saw him on the baseball team last year. I was like,
He's tall.
I was like, who is this
Yeah.
kid? And it's because I didn't know. I knew he had transferred to Glasgow. I didn't know he was on the baseball team. And then I asked somebody, I said, oh, that's the quarterback. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense then.
And Arnett was he looked very excited about the upcoming season for Glasgow. So, 2A, we got Metcalf, we got Monroe in the area. That's you.
Brad James on this one.
I tell you what, last year I forgot Somerset was in that district.
Oh, yeah.
And because we did the show last year talking about it, and then I left and I was like, dang, Somerset is in that district. Forget everything I said. And it turned out, forget everything I said. Except Monroe was good, but
They were.
you know, they had a bunch of seniors and they have some good young players. They had some good young linemen. But yeah, that senior class had been together. I mean, some of them, I believe, were COVID do-over years, and they may have been the last group left at any of the schools around here, because I think they did the do-over year when they were in middle school. And so they really were older than a lot of folks realized in terms by the time they were graduating. But if you go back and you look, I mean, they were leaning so heavily on 2 of their players, offensively especially, that, you know, they'd have to find how to replace that. And then I think, you know, the thing about Metcalf is, small school, never have a bunch of numbers, but LJ always has them ready to play, and they will be about the strongest and toughest team anybody plays, no matter what their skill positions look like. And I think last year they were better than people expected them to be, because, I mean, you know, they don't usually have great skill players, but they turned out to have a couple of pretty good players last year that were skill players. And so, you know, in the district, I think it's still Somerset until somebody proves otherwise, but Monroe and Metcalf, you know, I'm curious to see how it works out for them. Plus, I get to see them play Glasgow and Barron County. Well, Metcalf played Barron County both, and Glasgow plays Monroe, and Barron plays Monroe. So we get to see them a few times during the course of the season, see how it pans out.
Now I know basketball-wise, and maybe he played football too. So Trace England was that Glasgow. I know he's at Monroe County. Did he play football too? And
He did.
So
He was the quarterback who came
That's
in
what I thought.
in the playoff game against Union County.
So
Oh.
Monroe County
Yeah.
gets
Wow.
Trace England.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he fit in as their quarterback or?
He might be perfect for Monroe. I think he was going to be not quite perfect for Glasgow as a quarterback. I mean, not that he couldn't have played the position, But the kinds of things that Pettit likes to do over there in terms of misdirections, he loves tight end drags and tight end seams and all this kind of stuff. And I figured those are the kinds of plays that are perfect for Trace. And he runs the ball pretty well, too. So in the kind of scheme that Pettit has, I think he'll fit well into that.
And on a Metcalf note, he was talking about how LJ usually just works with the skill position guys. When I was talking to him a few weeks back, he says they're completely revamping the offense.
Oh, yeah?
That's
not
right.
going to do anything. Because he said they don't have 1-2 guys who can just dominate. They're just going to go through a bunch of guys. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out going on multiple looks instead of, your Byron Kirkland Lundy scoring 10 touchdowns in a game.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and
that's right.
Zach Purdue's at quarterback
Wow.
who can just make it happen. So, I'm interested to see how they turn out this year with the new looks.
Yeah.
What did he say at the media day, Compton? He's joining the Temple offense or something like that, or
Yeah.
something like that, or some team from college that runs the football uniquely like that. So
Maybe he's adopting the beer.
Which school was it? Which school was it that said they're doing the wishbone this
Yeah,
year?
Howard over there.
was it East? Possibly no, not
No,
East.
it wasn't East.
Somebody's going to run the wishbone? Man, I'll go to every game.
yeah.
Somebody run the wishbone, let me tell you.
It may have been Hart or Clinton. I can't remember.
Clinton.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Their games may be 2 hours. I mean, we get out there quick. That'd be nice.
Depends on how many hold calls there are.
Yeah. Speaking of quick, Russellville 1A.
Well, that's your beef over there. That's
It's low, it's thin.
15.
The difficult schedule that Mikey laid out from last year. They got to redo that this year.
Yep.
They got low numbers. Jacoby Dickerson was going to be their probably main guy. He's not there no more. He's gone. Now you got a bunch of guys.
He's still there. He's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I
And so
thought somebody was gone though that moved out.
Yeah,
Marion Gardner.
Yeah.
Jordan Gardner. Okay, thank you.
Jacoby's still there,
Okay,
but he's going to be switching into the quarterback position because they don't have one.
they don't have one,
And so-
right?
Catch it.
But I mean, at this point, they might be able to try something like
Yeah.
that.
He can do that.
Get on the yard
He could,
ball,
he's
just
quick.
do it, yeah.
And so,
Oh my
I
God!
just expect him to really come into
Pull Mr.
this
Perfect.
quarterback role. And I mean, he's going to be running the ball a lot. He's quick on his feet. He'll just be running the ball a lot. But I mean, you got to have some type of line to be able to get through there.
Right
He's a 2019 Lynn Bowden.
Yeah.
That's literally the
Yeah.
perfect comparison.
now,
Yeah.
now they'll win their district because the district
Coach
is
said,
weak.
Hey, don't bet on
Coach
that.
Caverna.
Yeah,
Coach was pretty blunt about it. He said that, he said district wise, he said we know district wise it's going to be a lot different than what we have as far as everything else. And the expectations every year to win district, he said, but my thing is going to be how do we get there because of the numbers.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was talking about how he was going to spend this week recruiting, just grabbing kids in the hall. Hey, you
Yeah.
want to play football?
Yeah.
That is an interesting situation in that district, right? Because, of course, Caverna graduated the Martin twins, which
Right.
was basically the team. They do have their quarterback back, and they do have a couple of young dudes who were not bad. We just didn't know their names because we had the Martin twins.
Right.
But I was told that the 8th grade class was pretty good. Now, I will tell you this, and I saw this. They went down to Red Bowling Springs, which is Red Bowling Springs, but nonetheless, I think Caverna has like 13 players.
I was there yesterday. He said that they play with 11.
Okay, so they got a couple of folks that
man.
are carrying
Had
the
one for
water.
everybody.
Oh my goodness!
So they went down to Red Bowling Springs and won their scrimmage.
gosh!
Yeah, they won. That's the crazy thing.
So, I mean,
Wow.
going back to that district, every school in that district probably, at the largest number's got to be 20 or 21 players. And that might be Ballard Memorial.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say Fulton County. Maybe them.
Well, some of them got moved to Tennessee and just play at South
Oh,
Florida.
it could be, but man, holy
Yeah, so,
cow!
I mean, who knows? I mean, if you've got one good player in that district, you might win the district.
Yeah.
And last year, Ballard Memorial had one good player, and I think that kid was only a sophomore.
Yeah.
So I think he was the running back. I mean, he may have thrown it up to himself too, but yeah. So I mean, who knows? So it may be a year where we don't get Caverna or Russellville winning that district. One of those.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe
Well,
not.
I'm just going to be
Schools.
interested to see, like you said, just because of numbers. And I mean, football is grueling. I don't care if you only play one game a week. I don't care. Can they sustain those numbers and get through the season? That's what I'm.
I mean, there's going to be
worried about.
injuries of some form, even if it's
Yeah.
minor stuff every week. And if you've only got 11 kids, I mean, it's not. It's like
That ramps up. They're playing both sides of the ball.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like,
I mean, it's
no breaks.
yeah, you're-
Plus, especially early in the season, man, because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even if you take the water breaks, I mean, you're basically playing 33 positions, instead of one or whatever. And when you get into just the rotation of special teams and all this jazz, that, if you have to try to fill in. I am curious. I've seen this, but I don't know if you can do this in Kentucky. There have been times when teams both have low numbers and they will agree to play with fewer numbers on the field. Like they'll
Yeah.
play with 8.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Might need to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless they just all combine and join 2A as one school.
hopefully they stay in 1A because you're going to play well, maybe not Mayfield
Or Beechwood.
Pieces every team together like a puzzle.
They should do that in that district. They'll just meet somewhere about Lyon County.
Yeah.
In between the lake football field, in between the lakes.
Yeah.
They can all meet there and play.
I will be interested too. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure Russellville only has like 3 home games on their schedule.
I think that's right.
So they're
Yeah.
on the road
A lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tough.
That makes it even.
And are you counting that bowl game as a home game or no?
No.
You're not counting that? Okay. Well, I mean, they're going to. I mean, it's at
There
Logan
is that
County,
Logan,
but
yeah.
they'll still be the home team. But
Yeah.
is what it is, though. So, thoughts about the new playoff rule? RPI now in round 2 instead of round 3.
Indifferent.
I don't know what KCA's doing. I don't know what they're doing.
don't think they know
Again,
what they're doing.
I don't think they do either. It's ridiculous.
Let's
yeah,
just-
I'll tell you a scoreboard story off the air. Let's put it that way.
I'll say this.
I'm already confused.
The greatest thing they can do to solve all their problems is just limit the number of teams in the playoffs. Then you don't have to pull any RPI shenanigans or any of that jazz. You just reduce the number of teams in the playoffs, and that takes care of every other problem.
So back it was in the 90s, and the district champion goes, and that's it then.
Well, I don't know about
District and
that.
runner-up.
Yeah.
The margin of victory in these first round games, particularly 1-4s, are
Oh,
so
gosh.
one-sided.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
There's like no point in even playing them. That's the whole.
Right.
I get why they're trying to I guess make some type of changes, but even if you just do it based on RPI into the second round, I mean, it still doesn't take out the fact that they're still having to play these games and that they're blowouts.
Well, and we've
Yeah.
seen in the last few years more and more teams just opting to forfeit that first round game.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with
What
South
has
One
South
last
Warren,
night.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yes.
if you have schools that, they just want to play a regular season schedule, let them play, and then the people who are serious about competing for a state championship, let them move on. Let everybody else get ready for basketball
Yeah.
or tiddlywinks or whatever.
Final thoughts? Any predictions of the upcoming season?
I think Bowling Green's going to be in the mix in 5A. I think they're going to be back. South Warren in 6A. 4A is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good district.
It
That's a
is.
lot of fun games in that district.
I'm going to call deep runs for Franklin and for Barron.
Wow. That's a bold prediction. It is.
Logan, Luke Rogers getting hurt.
Yeah, I know that hurts.
I would have had
That has to
win
hurt.
the championship just for pure vibes,
Yep.
but yeah, I don't know now.
I mean, that definitely has to hurt.
Actually, you should definitely call it now.
Call it now?
Yeah, go ahead, call it now. They're going to beat Paducah Tillman. They're going to win that 4A state championship. Yeah, just put it on the table. Go ahead.
All right, Logan County's going to win 4A state championship. Paducah Tillman, your time's up. Call
Oh,
it here.
one more thing before we go. I'm going to self-plug here because
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
two are involved in this.
ahead.
As we continue to kind of evolve our weekly picks, it's going to be fun this year. Cole
Oh, yeah.
and Brian, you're
Oh,
now
boy.
going to be doing
gonna
our
regret
picks with
this.
us every week.
boy.
It's going to be us and me and Jeff and you guys, and it'll be in the Thursday editions of the Daily News every week, if you
Oh,
want it that
boy.
way. And I'm sure you guys will know your picks by the time you get to Wednesday nights. You might
Yeah.
want to discuss them. You might not want to discuss them because you're doing bad, probably, Brian. But
Probably will.
yeah, so that's
I
going to be
will.
fun, and look forward to it this season.
I'm going to say, I'm going to get
We'll picks off the
uncomfortably.
book, and then
Yeah.
that way, at the end of the year, we'll just pop up and say we beat
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah.
These were our picks. We were 100%.
Oh, I know somebody does that. So
I'm going to be uncomfortably comfortable with picking the Titans. I'll just go ahead and put that out there.
I'm not picking
I'm
them at
predicting all
all.
the upsets.
I'm not picking them at all. So, awesome.
Pay off or probably not.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for taking time out of your day to stop by here for the football preview show, and really appreciate it. And it starts up next Friday night with these bowl games.
What?
Longest night of our lives. Yeah, let's go.
I'll
Let's
be
go.
interested to see how the scoring works with our new scoreboard.
Oh, Lord. Again, Kate say A. Again. But Cole, tonight we got we got Piper Lindsay at around about 5:20, 5:30 tonight. We got her, new softball coach.
We good conversation with her.
Then we got South Warren Lady Spartans volleyball team too as well.
All of them.
Yep.
Every single person, even the support staff.
Yep. It was just crazy. Sam's going to stop by too as well.
Yeah.
And then Spader in Bowling Green High. That's going to stop by too as well. So that's a show later tonight, starting at about 5:30. So it'll be great.
Like a 3-hour show? 2
2 hours.
Yeah.
2. We'll Piper will talk the longest, we'll say, I'm sure. So everybody else will be pretty much probably concise and be done. So you say no.
Pull it out of her. We'll pull it out of her. Come on.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight around about 5:15, 5:30 here on Sports Talk here on Talk 104. WBKO teams with my Greenwood Ford.
Up until last Wednesday, if you wanted to steal the KHSA scoreboard site from them,
Yeah,
you could have bought the domain from GoDaddy. It was still for sale.